Hello and welcome to GP Podcast. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on how machine can learn to dream up images that are complex, beautiful, and, well, sometimes just wonderfully bizarre. How can pure data and algorithms result in art? Let's get into it. Just take a look at this. This wasn't painted or drawn or photographed. Nope, it was conjured into existence by an AI called Stable Diffusion, all from just a simple text prompt. This technology is changing our whole relationship with creativity. But before we can get to how it creates, we first need to understand how a machine even learns to see. You see, to create an image of, say, a mythical beast, an AI first needs a kind of digital brain, and that brain is built from some really powerful ideas that have been in the works for decades. It all starts right here with this relationship. Think of it like a set of those Russian nesting dolls. The biggest doll on the outside, that's artificial intelligence, the whole big idea of machines acting like humans. Inside that, you've got machine learning. And then at the very, very core, the smallest and most powerful doll is deep learning. And that is where the real magic happens. Machine learning is, well, pretty much what it sounds like. Instead of a programmer writing thousands of lines of if this, then that code, you just feed the computer tons and tons of examples, and you let it figure out the patterns all on its own. It's like the difference between giving someone a fish and actually teaching them how to fish. Now, deep learning, this is the engine that really drives Stable Diffusion. It uses these things called neural networks, which are super complex digital systems, directly inspired by the web of neurons in our own brains. These networks have tons of layers, which lets them learn really subtle and abstract concepts from data, a lot like we do. And would you believe it? This core idea has been around for ages. On the left, that's a diagram of a perceptron from way back in 1958. It was basically the very first artificial neuron. Then on the right, you see a modern one. It's just amazing to see the evolution from that simple concept into the huge, intricate networks that can now generate incredible art. Okay, so we've got this digital brain. But how does it actually create something from nothing? The answer is, well, it's both really elegant and kind of mind-bending. It learns to find a masterpiece hidden inside pure chaos. I want you to imagine a sculptor who starts with a big block of marble. They don't add anything to it, right? They carefully chip away pieces to reveal the statue that's hiding inside. The AI does something really similar. It starts with a canvas of just pure random noise, kind of like the static on an old TV, and it's been trained to meticulously chip away at that noise to reveal a clear image. So it's this step-by-step process of refinement. The AI is guided by your text prompt, and it looks at all that chaos and basically asks itself, okay, what part of this noise doesn't look like a dragon? And then it removes a tiny piece. It does this over and over, dozens of times. And with each pass, the hidden image just slowly starts to emerge from that digital mist. But that whole process of chipping away the noise needs a guide. It needs a destination. And we provide that destination by talking to the AI using what's called a prompt. And this isn't just about typing a few words. It has actually become a new skill, a whole new art form called prompt engineering. How you describe what you want, the words you choose, the artists you mention, the mood you're trying to set, all of that directly and dramatically impacts the final image. So for example, look at the left side. A really simple prompt, pumpkin, ballerina, and garden. Okay, clear enough. But now look at the right. It's a much more detailed prompt that specifies the style, artists, lighting, composition, the whole shebang. The difference this makes is pretty huge. And here are the results. I mean, they speak for themselves. The simple prompt is fine, it followed the instructions. But the detailed prompt, wow. It creates an image with a specific mood, a really consistent style, and a level of polish that comes directly from those extra words. The more detail you give it, the richer the result is going to be. And sometimes telling the AI what not to do is just as important. That's where a negative prompt comes in. It's basically a second set of instructions where you can list things like blurry or bad anatomy or cartoonish to help the AI steer clear of stuff you don't want. And it just helps refine that final image even more. So when you combine this really elegant denoising process with the art of detailed prompting, you unlock a creative tool that's unlike anything we've ever seen before. The possibilities become truly, truly endless. You can conjure up entire worlds from just a few sentences. You can dream up these gritty, neon-soaked cyberpunk scenes with just an incredible atmosphere. Or you could generate these painterly, classical portraits that feel like they could hang in a museum, just packed with realism and raw emotion. Or even build the impossible by designing fantastical architecture that just defies the laws of physics. And the wild thing is, every single one of these complex images began as just a string of words. This is why it's really best to think of this not as a machine just creating art on its own, but as a new kind of creative partnership. It's a dialogue, right? A dialogue between a human's imagination, expressed through language, and an AI's vast visual knowledge, which it interprets through that neural network. And all of this leaves us with a pretty profound question. What does this all mean for the future of art? Is this just another tool in the artist's toolkit, like the camera or Photoshop? Or is it something more fundamental? A technology that will completely redefine creativity itself? The truth is, it's all evolving so quickly, we don't really know yet. But what's certain is that it's powerful, it's accessible, and it is here to stay. If you liked the video, subscribe, leave a like, comment on what you liked most, and share the video.